This YouTube channel is named The More Excellent Way. For those of you who have watched the previous videos, it's important that you do understand where we come from and where we're going with this channel. And if you didn't watch the previous ones, I think you should. Just to give you a background of answering the question that's in your mind right now is, what gives her the right to speak to me? Who's this woman who thinks that she could talk to me about life? So in the previous videos, we talk about that a little bit, and I share some of my experiences of life with you. We've come to a conclusion that, first and foremost, nobody is excluded of brokenness. Brokenness comes and it goes, and it's with all of us. We have the scars to show that, to prove that somewhere in life, brokenness was a part of us. The purpose of the More Excellent Way is simply to help us through the process as we are here on earth, traveling on this journey of 80 to 100 years to do things just the more excellent way. It's just a series of talks focusing on moving forward from a specific place in life, where you are right now, where I am right now, to move to the next, the better, and the more excellent, in spite of the world, its brokenness, the good, the bad, and the ugly that comes our way as we journey in life. For years, we've talked about the basic needs of a human. We all know what the basic needs of the human is, and there are so many theories. If I can think about one right now, I guess Maslow's hierarchy sums it up reasonably well as far as the basic needs are concerned. And maybe we should look at that just for a moment, because it all leads us to a place from where we can launch to live the more excellent way in everyday life. So if we dig a little bit deeper, further to the more related to the now, the here, and the to be, because guess what? There is nothing you or I can do about yesterday. Yesterday is gone. Isn't there a song saying, yesterday is dead and gone, right? Yes, there is. So, yesterday is dead and gone. There is nothing we can do about it. But we can do something about tomorrow. And as we dig deeper into the more excellent way, we will realize that when we look back in a few months' time from now, we are in a more excellent place. Not because the world has changed, not because your husband changed, not because your wife changed, not because your children changed, but because you and I changed. My son and Divan and I had a discussion the other day, and he said these words. He says, Mom, you cannot help anybody else out of the water onto the boat if you are still in the water. You need to get on the boat to help others out of the water. And this is exactly what my aim and objective is with the more excellent way. Because there is a more excellent way. It doesn't matter if it is about home, life, relationships, business, and we are going to talk about all of those as the time comes. The fundamental basic needs remains more or less the same for all living creatures. We know that. But let's just really look at that in the context of where we're going with this. In my experience of life, if I look back in hindsight now, in my own life, my own story, my own yesteryear, I would say I needed a lot more than just the basic needs to bring me where I am today. Henceforth, I will actually need a lot more to take me forward, right? More than just the basic needs. We learn so much from our experiences in life, much more than any theory or textbook can teach us. The world has changed so much that it might just take us back to the bare minimum of basic needs as a mere existence, unless we find a more excellent way right now. Let me repeat that. It's important. If we look at life and the world as it is now in its current status, countries, war, murder, rape, child trafficking, politics, church, it's chaos. So I want to repeat what I just said because that's a very important critical point. If we do not find the more excellent way right now, life is going to take us back to the bare minimum of basic needs as a mere existence. We have forces out there destroying everything that we've built up over all these years. Doesn't matter where we are. Life, family life. So let's just go back a little bit. Let's go back. Let's use Maslow's hierarchy just as a point of departure. That gives us a little bit of a perspective. We have our psychological needs, our safety needs, our belonging needs, our esteem needs, and then lastly, I think self-actualization is the last one. Let me repeat them. Psychological needs, safety, belonging, esteem, and self-actualization. We all know about Abraham Maslow. He postulated that humans have an ascending order of needs and used a hierarchical pyramid to prioritize them. And he goes down to the very basic bottom levels of the pyramid, which are psychological needs. So let's just look at that very quickly. I don't want to ponder on these things for much longer. Food, shelter, and clothing. We need that to survive. Then that's what we do. You merely survive. If these needs are met, progressively higher needs present themselves. Let's look at that real quickly. Safety and security, social interaction, self-esteem, self-actualization. It's a term Maslow used to describe the ultimate human need to learn, to grow, and to reach one's full potential. And I guess nothing I have said now is something you don't know. We all know this. I'm just taking us a little bit back so we can set the foundation. So let's quickly look at the psychological needs. When you come to psychological needs, there are different categories. Let's look at the two categories that Maslow actually uses in his theory. The first category is made up of needs that are homeostatic. So here they are. The need to maintain an internal biological balance and include such things as salt concentration, sugar concentration, water concentration in the blood. If a substance is out of balance, there will be a desire to consume foods that bring these levels back into balance. Okay? So it's inward. The second category includes those needs that are not homeostatic. It's like sleep and intimacy, love, being close, belong, material possessions, psychological identity. Something we're going to talk a lot about in the months to come is identity, and we'll get there. Psychological needs would be the primary driver, of course, of a person's behavior. Don't we say a lot of times, oh my gosh, that person is nuts. How can he or she do that? Because their behavior falls outside the parameters of our belief windows. And we're going to talk about all of that also. I'm just being introductory here. All actions of a person would always be directed at satisfying basic needs. And the person would seek an environment to satisfy those needs. Example. Near a large bike rally. Walmart noticed that from the temperatures above 88 degrees, beer sales went down and water sales went up. So in modern society, it's rare for anyone to experience this level of psychological driven motivation. It would be even rarer to find an individual who's completely dissatisfied for an extended duration of time. People find something to satisfy their needs. Something we're going to talk about a lot. Because there's a selfish tend and trend to satisfying one's needs. And in the process, ignore what we do to others. One's psychological or physiological needs are satisfied, it's only then when safety emerges. Do you know that politicians also know this? They know that safety comes last. That's why safety will become an issue. So let's look at safety real quick. We come from countries, we know about war and all of these things happening right now as we speak. These include the need for security, stability. If you were to strip somebody of everything but his or her psychological needs, safety needs would become their primary motivator. But that would not be with the same sense of urgency as our psychological needs. As with psychological needs, modern society ensures that safety needs are sufficiently satisfied for the vast majority of adults. Safety needs occur on smaller scales and are seen in people's desires for certainty, job stability, insurance policies, the general preference for the known over the unknown. And I want to stop there for today, as there's a lot to think about. Our aim and objective with this channel, The More Excellent Way, we're going to dig a lot into all of these things, a lot deeper on where we are now and today. Because there are countries today where everything has been stripped and that safety has become the primary survival. And we're talking about that. In closing for today, I want us to just quickly browse over belongingness and love needs. When the psychological and safety needs are met, belonging needs emerge. And it includes the need for affection, for relationships, to belong to a group of like-minded thinkers, people who embrace the same things than I do. And I want to go back to a statement that I made earlier on, which says, if we don't get to the more excellent way very quickly, all that will be left for us to live on this earth will be the basic needs, because everything else will be destroyed. So I want to welcome you on board listening to the series of The More Excellent Way. Because I do believe that in the midst of everything that happens around us, whether it's personal, whether it's the country, whether it's politics, whatever the situation might be, there is a more excellent way. Let's find that. You and I together. Let's find the more excellent way, because I know it is possible. See you there.